Think, Lorelei, think. You should have like a really cool intro for a video on the witch's compact with spirits. I'm not cool enough. Can't I just say, hey friends, today we're going to talk about the nitty-gritty of spirit work, and then like talk about how the compact is the deal that's at the heart of every relationship, like every single relationship that a witch has with a spirit, including like the witch mother, witch father. Can I say that? Yeah, I mean, you could say that, but just like add some sparkle, add some pizzazz. Nailed it. Welcome back to the Witch Cottage at Blade and Broom. I'm Lorelei Black, your favorite witchy aunt, who is always ready to chat about traditional and folkloric witchcraft. If you're new here, go ahead and click subscribe and ding that bell for notifications. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much. I'm kind of welcoming everybody back because I took a longer than expected break. So I'm really glad you stuck around. Thank you. As always, the links for any resources mentioned in today's video are going to be in the description box down below, along with my link tree, which is going to provide you some ways to support the channel and the witchy content explosion that I generally have going on. That includes my Etsy shop, the Patreon for this channel and my work, the Red Thread Academy of Traditional Witchcraft, and Evoke Publication, which is a pagan, witchy, and lifestyle magazine, to which I contribute. Thank you so much, friends, for all of the ways that you help support and encourage all the witchy content that we're making here. So, you fabulous witchy people, I am so excited because the Witch's Key to the Legion Guide to Solomonic Sorcery, revised and expanded edition, has just recently been released on Amazon, and it's available on Amazon and also in my Etsy shop. Signed copies in the Etsy shop. And folks, I know we're not supposed to brag on ourselves, but this is honestly like a very impressive witchy primer for anybody who's interested in spirit work, and a great detailed grimoire for those folks who are interested in getting to know the spirits of the Lemegeton or the Legion or the Goetia a little bit better. And I know that there's a lot of fear and misinformation about working with the 72 spirits that are listed in this book. But my work is devoted to bringing witches the tools and resources to make choices for themselves and to have a better understanding of the entities that are here. This revised and expanded version of my earlier book offers essay commentaries on Goetic magic, a thorough book of art with recipes, formulas, tools, and techniques, and a 300-plus page spirit index with artwork, entries from the classical demonologies, and new insights uncovered as part of my own process. Plus, friends, I'm giving you a real beefy set of indices, appendices, and glossaries, because we folkloric types are just like way into it. Check it out. The link is down below in that link tree. The idea of the spirit compact in witchcraft is actually based on some really old pagan and polytheistic values, namely on reciprocity. We see ideas of reciprocity embedded in traditions and religions from all over the world, but the specifics can look really different from culture to culture. Essentially, it is the idea of a gift for a gift, or I scratch my back. No, you scratch my back and I scratch yours. I'll scratch my own back. You can fuck off. I think that the reason that this is such a deeply embedded cross-cultural value is because we've come to understand that we can't survive or thrive alone. We need a partner. or a team. We have to value and show appreciation for those who help us by doing things that help them in return. This reciprocal relationship can play out in a couple of ways. Probably more than a couple. There's probably a lot of ways, but I'm just sharing like the broad strokes here. The first way is very formal and contractual. If then. If you do X, then I'll do Y. Or if I do Y on a regular basis, then you'll do X when I really need it and ask you to. The other way is less formal and a lot more organic. Hey, thanks for doing X. Here's this Y I got you. Or maybe, I like doing X for you because I really like you and I know that you really like X. And oh, hey, look, you got Y for me. I feel so seen and supported. Thanks, friend. I feel like I want to point out that both of these models, the very formal and contractual or the more organic and less formal way, are both very traditional. We see examples of both of these from trial records, from ancient conjurations, from grimoire practice, from all over the place. So what you'll probably find in your own practice, especially if you work with more than one spirit, is that some spirits or your relationship with some spirits is going to be more formal. If you do X, then I'll do Y. And others are going to be less formal, more familial partnership, like a friend. I got you this X because I like you. Oh, you got me that Y because you like me. Thank you. Ancestors and land whites might be less formal. Familiars and gods or powers might be more formal. Maybe. You always get that one in your life that kind of works their own way. There is no hard and fast rule about how formal or informal that relationship's going to be. You kind of just have to play it out. And what I would suggest is start, especially with a spirit that you don't know, start with something more formal and then see if it evolves into something less formal as you go. They may be like, you don't, why are you calling me sir? That's weird. Some of the other suggestions that I'm going to share today are coming straight from pages 156 and 157 in my book, The Witch's Key to the Legion. So the first tip or strategy that I'm going to give you about making a compact with a spirit or a deity, a great power, like the witch mother or witch father, is that if you don't know where to start, you're not really sure where to begin, but you know what you'd like to have happen, is make an offer. Open negotiations. Approach them in a ritual setting and say, hi, I'm so-and-so. This is what I would like. This is what I can offer you. Are these acceptable terms? And then do some kind of scrying or divination or trance work or some way in which you open yourself up to getting an answer back from them, where you can see if, yes, this is the thing, we can proceed, or no, we need to revise that a little bit, or like, hell no, get the heck out of here, I don't even want to see your face. That very rarely happens. But if it's a spirit with whom you do not have affinity, you could definitely get that like, why are you talking to me kind of vibe. And maybe you look for a different spirit. Somebody else who does similar work. Which brings me to my second suggestion, and that is that you can approach a single spirit and keep doing that until you find the one that you want to work with on this particular issue, or you can float the idea out to multiple spirits, a group of spirits, and the one that responds first is the one with whom you're going to be working, or the one who responds in a way that you value and appreciate and recognize and feel comfortable with. I've said in the book, and I say elsewhere, I can make equally valid arguments for like the politeness and the correctness of either one of those approaches, of like taking them one at a time and going, I come to you, please help me with this thing, or hey folks, is one of you available? It's like the Fiverr of the spirit world. I have this job. Who wants to do it? Who can do it for the thing that I'm offering in return? The first approach gives that individual spirit enough time to like consider the deal. The second one, where you're floating the concept to a group of spirits, means that nobody was ever a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth choice down the line. My third piece of advice is to get really specific in the wording of your compact. Write it down if you need to, especially. And you probably will need to, because if you're working with the spirit over a longer period of time, you may get fuzzy on the details yourself. Write down details about amount, intensity, frequency, and duration of the offering, if that's applicable. If this is something that you're doing on a recurring basis, is this something that needs to be a big grand gesture? Is this something that the spirit's okay with having be a one-time affair? Which moves us into suggestion number 4. Don't rule out any offering because it seems too weird to you, or not weird enough. Honestly, the truth is that anything goes. If you're comfortable giving the thing, the act, as an offering, and the comfortable is spirit taking it, then it works. And that's your deal. We're going to do like a whole other video on offerings. And I've talked about offerings to like ancestors and things, and some of the same concepts apply here, right? But don't think that like this weird thing popped into my head. I'm okay with that thing, but I shouldn't offer that. Like maybe you should. Maybe it popped into your head because that's the thing that the spirit wants, right? Or maybe it's an exceptionally ordinary kind of thing. Don't second guess yourself because you're like, the spirit wants me to give them an Oreo every other week. They have their reasons. As long as you are comfortable giving it in the amount, intensity, duration, and frequency that you've agreed to, then it's fine. Tip number 5 is to uphold your end of the deal. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but the spirits agree. They have spoken via the neighborhood car alarm. Spirit has given you something, whatever it was that you've asked for, and you're beholden to agree. Failing to do so could result in that thing being taken away from you, that thing being turned against you, or your ability to deal with spirits now or in the future being compromised or weakened. If you make a deal, stick to it. Them's the rules. And finally, I would say to sign the compact and actually seal it in blood. If you can do that by putting the spirit's sigil on it, or a sigil that you've created for the spirit or been given by the spirit to work with them, and then a sigil for yourself as well, and put a drop of blood, at least one drop of blood, on each of those sigils, and somewhere on the words of the compact. So 3 drops of blood or 9. That's a suggestion that I'm making to you, and part of that suggestion is because your life force is in that blood, and you are saying, I am committing every part of myself to doing the thing that I said I would do. And then fold up the paper, wrap it with a red thread, and put it away somewhere where you keep your magical things. You could even put it into a vessel that you've made for that spirit. And we're going to talk about spirit vessels in another episode that's coming soon. So those are my basic suggestions for like the nitty-gritty of how to make a spirit compact. I'm sure other folks have other methods and other suggestions, and I would invite you to share those down in the comments below. Or if you've seen a method being described by another practitioner that you think would be of benefit to the community, go ahead and post a link to it or describe it. If you have questions, also drop comments. I like questions. Questions are good. If you got value out of and enjoyed today's video, bless me with the magic of the like button. It really helps out the channel. And also, tell your witchy friends that good things are happening here at Blade and Broom. And if you'd like to study more about working with spirits and working with goetic spirits in particular, but any spirits, think about this book. It is available on Amazon and in the Blade and Broom Etsy shop. And that's all I have for you this week. So I will see you back here next week with even more witchy goodness. Bye, friends.